They broke you once. They won't break you again. Someone hurt you, someone betrayed you. Someone made you feel powerless. And in that moment you realize something. Being kind didn't protect you. Being good didn't save you. Being fair didn't matter. You learned that the world doesn't reward the soft, it respects the strong. But here's what most people do wrong. They become bitter. They become angry. They build walls around their hearts and call it strength. That's not strength. That's just damaged. Real strength is something different. It's mental untouchability. Mental untouchability means nothing can shake you. Betrayal doesn't surprise you. Loss doesn't destroy you. Pain doesn't break you. You've built a fortress in your mind that nothing can penetrate. While others panic, you calculate. While others crumble, you adapt. While others beg for mercy, you move in silence. Machiavelli studied this 500 years ago. He watched some people get destroyed by life, while others became unbreakable. He identified the patterns. He found the principles. And he wrote them down. Not for the weak, not for the naive, for those ready to become mentally untouchable. Today I'm giving you 7 ruthless lessons. Not soft self-help advice, not feel-good motivation. These are warfare tactics for your mind. These are the principles that separate the unbreakable from the broken. Apply them and you become steel. Ignore them and you stay glass. Before we start, drop this in the comments right now. Type, I am mentally untouchable. This is your declaration. This is your commitment. Now let's build your fortress. Let me be clear about what mental untouchability is not. It's not being emotionless. It's not being cold. It's not shutting down your heart and pretending nothing matters. That's just running away. That's hiding. Mental untouchability is something much more powerful. Mental untouchability means you feel everything but control everything. You see the chaos, but you don't become the chaos. You experience pain, but you don't let pain experience you. You're aware of threats, but you're not controlled by fear. You're present in the storm, but you are not the storm. You're the calm center while everything else spins out of control. Think about the people you know who can't be shaken. Someone insults them and they smile. Someone threatens them and they're unbothered. Life hits them hard, and they get back up like nothing happened. What do they have that others don't? A fortress mind. They've built walls that nothing can penetrate. Not because they don't care, because they've trained themselves to process everything through strategy instead of emotion. Most people are mentally weak, and they don't even know it. They're controlled by their emotions. Someone makes them angry and they react. Someone criticizes them and they break down. Someone threatens them and they panic. They need constant validation from others. They need approval. They need everyone to like them. They need external things to feel okay about themselves. This is mental weakness, and it gets exploited every single day. Why are people so weak? Because nobody taught them different. Society tells you to be open, to be vulnerable, to share your feelings, to let people in. And all of that creates targets on your back. Every emotion you show is a button someone can push. Every need you express is a lever someone can pull. Every fear you reveal is a weapon someone can use. You've been taught to expose yourself and call it authenticity. Really, you've been taught to make yourself easy to control. Machiavelli saw this 500 years ago. He watched kings fall because they were too trusting. He saw leaders destroyed because they were too emotional. He studied why some men controlled the world while others were crushed by it. And he found the patterns. The unbreakable ones all had something in common. They built fortresses in their minds. They operated from strategy, not emotion. They controlled themselves completely before trying to control anything else. He said it perfectly. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The fool learns these lessons after being destroyed. The wise man learns them now, before the damage, before the betrayal, before the breakdown. That's what we're doing today, building your fortress before they attack it. Here's what mental weakness costs you. You get used, you get manipulated, you get destroyed. And the worst part, you let it happen, because every emotional reaction is a vulnerability. Every need for approval is a chain. Every fear you show is an invitation. Your mental weakness is everyone else's opportunity. They see it, they smell it, and they use it. But mental strength, mental untouchability, that changes everything. When nothing can shake you, nothing can stop you. When emotions don't control you, people can't control you. When you need nothing from anyone, you have power over everyone. This is what the next 7 lessons will build. Not just knowledge, a fortress, not just information, armor, not just ideas, weapons. Drop this in the comments. I build my mental fortress daily. The moment you care too much about something, you lose power over it. The moment you need something desperately, it controls you. The moment you can't imagine losing something, you've already lost. This is the first and most important lesson. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it's freedom. Listen carefully. Emotions make you controllable. When someone knows what you love, they know how to hurt you. When someone sees what you need, they know how to manipulate you. When someone discovers what you fear losing, they know how to threaten you. Every attachment is a chain. Every desperate need is a weakness. Every fear is a button they can push whenever they want. Think about the person who's desperate to keep a toxic relationship. They get disrespected, they get mistreated, they get cheated on. But they stay. Why? Because they're attached. They need that person. They can't imagine life without them. So they accept anything. They tolerate everything. They have zero power because their attachment removed it all. Their partner knows they won't leave. So their partner does whatever they want. This is what attachment creates, powerlessness. Or think about the employee who's terrified of losing their job. The boss knows it, so the boss exploits it. Extra hours without extra pay, disrespect without consequences, more work without appreciation. The employee takes it all. Why? Attachment to security. Fear of losing the paycheck. That fear makes them a slave, not because the job is necessary, because they believe they can't survive without it. Their attachment created their cage. Here's what Machiavelli understood. Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved. Why? Because love creates attachment. Attachment creates vulnerability, and vulnerability gets exploited. The person who loves you can destroy you. The person who fears you can only obey you. Love is beautiful but dangerous. Detachment is powerful and protective. Now let me be clear. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about anyone or anything. It means you don't need anyone or anything. Big difference. You can love someone without being desperate for them. You can value something without being destroyed if you lose it. You can enjoy success without being devastated by failure. The key is having options, always having alternatives, never being completely dependent on any one thing. This is how you apply it. In relationships, always know you'll be okay if they leave. Not because you want them to leave, because that knowledge keeps your power. In your career, always have a backup plan. Not because you want to quit, because knowing you can quit protects you from exploitation. In business, diversify your income. Not because you expect failure, because having options means having power. What you don't need can't control you. Here's the power shift that happens. When you're not afraid to lose something, people can't threaten you with taking it. When you have multiple options, nobody can trap you with one. When you're emotionally detached from outcomes, you make better decisions because fear isn't clouding your judgment. The paradox is this: the less you need something, the more likely you are to get it. Because people sense desperation, and desperation is weakness. But detachment is strength. And strength is magnetic. Think about confident people. They're not confident because they always win. They're confident because they know they'll be okay even if they lose. That's detachment. That's mental untouchability. They don't need your approval. They don't need this specific opportunity. They don't need you to like them. And that's exactly why people respect them, because you can't control someone who needs nothing from you. So start building this today. Identify what you're too attached to. Your relationship? Build a life that would be fulfilling even if you were single. Your job? Develop skills and connections that make you employable anywhere. Your business? Create multiple income streams. Your reputation? Build self-worth that doesn't depend on others' opinions. Every area where you have desperate attachment, build an alternative. Build options. Build freedom. Drop this in the comments. What I don't need can't control me. Every word you speak is information you give away. Every explanation is a weakness you reveal. Every defense is proof they got to you. The more you talk, the more you expose. The less you speak, the more power you hold. Silence is not weakness. Silence is the ultimate weapon. Most people talk too much. They need to be heard. They need to prove they're smart. They need to fill uncomfortable silence. They need to defend themselves constantly. They need validation through their words. This need to speak is insecurity. And insecurity is weakness. Every time you over-explain, you reveal your fear. Every time you defend yourself, you show they hurt you. Every time you fill silence, you show you can't handle tension. And people see all of it. Here's what excessive talking reveals: your fears, your insecurities, your plans, your strategies, your weaknesses, your triggers, your thoughts, your intentions. You think you're communicating. Really, you're exposing yourself. You think you're being open. Really, you're giving them ammunition. Every unnecessary word is a weapon you hand to your enemy. Think about a job interview. They ask why you left your last job. Most people explain too much. Well, my boss was difficult, and the company culture wasn't great, and I wasn't being appreciated. And there was this situation where... Stop. You just told them you complain about employers. You just revealed you have problems with authority. You just showed you might do the same to them. One question and you exposed multiple weaknesses. All because you couldn't stay quiet. Or think about arguments. Two people fighting. One person is emotional, talking loudly, explaining, defending, attacking. The other person is quiet, just watching, calm. Who looks weaker? The one desperately trying to be heard. Who looks stronger? The one who doesn't need to speak. The silent person controls the emotional person. Because silence creates pressure. Pressure breaks people. And when they break, they expose everything. Machiavelli understood this completely. A wise man ought always to follow the paths beaten by great men, and imitate those who have been supreme. Look at great leaders throughout history. They speak rarely. But when they speak, every word carries weight. Why? Because scarcity creates value. When you talk all the time, your words become noise. When you speak rarely, people lean in and listen. Silence makes your words powerful. Here's what strategic silence does. It makes others uncomfortable. People hate silence. They'll fill it with truth just to end the tension. It forces others to reveal themselves. While you're quiet, they're talking. While they're talking, they're exposing. It creates perception of depth and intelligence. Quiet people seem like they know something, like they're calculating, like they're dangerous. It prevents you from saying something stupid. You can't say the wrong thing if you say nothing. One sentence can destroy you. Silence protects you. So when should you speak? Only when silence would be interpreted as weakness. Only when words increase your position. Only when you've calculated the response. Only when it serves your strategy. Never in anger. Never in defense. Never to prove yourself. Never to fill awkward silence. Speak with purpose or don't speak at all. Here's how to practice this. Count to 5 before responding to anything. In meetings, listen 3 times more than you speak. When someone attacks you verbally, pause. Let the silence sit. Watch them get uncomfortable. Let others expose themselves through their words. When asked a difficult question, take your time, a long pause before answering. Makes your answer seem more thoughtful. It makes you seem more in control. The most dangerous silence is the one that makes them paranoid. They insulted you and you said nothing. Now they're wondering what you're thinking, what you're planning, what you know. Your silence becomes their torture. They start making mistakes trying to read you. They reveal more trying to get you to talk. Your mystery becomes their weakness. This is the power of silence. It shifts everything. They're reacting to your non-reaction. You're in their head without saying a word. Remember this. Weak people fill silence because they can't handle it. Strong people use silence because they understand it. Silence is not the absence of power. Silence is power in its purest form. The person who speaks last often wins. The person who says less is often respected more. The person who stays quiet while others panic is the person everyone fears. Drop this in the comments. My silence is my strength. Here's a truth that will either hurt you or protect you. Most people are selfish, not evil, not malicious, just self-interested. They act for their benefit first, always, and expecting anything different is what gets you destroyed. This lesson doesn't make you cynical, it makes you realistic, and realistic people don't get blindsided. People will betray you when it benefits them. They'll abandon you when it's convenient. They'll use you when they need something. They'll forget you when you're no longer useful. Not because they're bad people, because they're human people. And humans prioritize their own survival, their own comfort, their own success. This is not a judgment, this is observation. 500 years of human behavior. The pattern never changes. The naive mindset destroys people. They think I'm loyal to them, so they'll be loyal to me. Wrong. They think I helped them, so they'll help me back. Wrong again. They think we're family, they would never betray me. Wrong every time. They think we've been friends for years, that means something. It means nothing when their interest changes. These beliefs create vulnerability, because you're operating on fairness. But the world operates on self-interest. You're playing by rules that don't exist. Machiavelli saw this clearly. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. Translation? People do what looks good and what serves them. Not what's right, not what's fair, not what they promised. They follow their interest. And when their interest shifts, their loyalty shifts. Your kindness doesn't guarantee their loyalty. Your history together doesn't guarantee their support. Their words don't guarantee their actions. Only mutual benefit guarantees anything. Look at the real world. Companies lay off loyal employees the moment it helps the bottom line. 20 years of service means nothing when profits drop. Friends become distant when you succeed because your success makes them uncomfortable. Your win is their loss in comparison. Partners leave when better options appear. Love is real until a better deal shows up. Family fights over inheritance despite years of "we're family forever." Money reveals true priorities faster than anything. This happens constantly, everywhere. To everyone who doesn't see it coming. So what does mental untouchability look like here? You understand that people stay while it benefits them. You don't get bitter about it. You don't become paranoid. You just see it clearly. You build relationships on mutual benefit, not blind trust. You create situations where helping you helps them. You make yourself valuable so leaving you costs them. You don't hope for loyalty. You engineer it. You don't trust words. You watch actions. You don't give without receiving. You create exchanges, not donations. This is how you apply it. In business, never make someone rich while making yourself poor. They'll leave the moment they don't need you anymore. In relationships, never sacrifice everything while they sacrifice nothing. The imbalance will destroy you. In friendships, watch who's there when you have nothing to offer. That's your real friend. The rest are just around for the benefits. In family, don't assume blood creates loyalty. Watch behavior, not titles. The person who helps when it's inconvenient is real. The person who only helps when it's easy is just pretending. Here's the power this gives you. No disappointment when people leave. You expected it. No shock when people betray. You prepared for it. No emotional breakdown when loyalty breaks. You already knew it was conditional. This knowledge doesn't make you cold. It makes you unbreakable. Because you're not building your life on the fantasy of permanent loyalty. You're building it on the reality of temporary alliances. And temporary alliances are fine as long as you know that's what they are. Stop expecting people to be different than they are. Stop hoping human nature will change for you. Stop believing your situation is special. It's not. You're subject to the same patterns as everyone else throughout history. People are selfish. Accept it. Plan around it. Protect yourself because of it. But don't hate them for it. Just see it. And seeing it clearly is what makes you mentally untouchable. Because you can't be hurt by what you already expected. Drop this in the comments. I see people clearly without bitterness. Your reputation walks into the room before you do. It determines how people treat you before you say a single word. People don't respond to who you actually are. They respond to who they believe you are. And what they believe is your reputation. Weak reputation means constant testing, constant disrespect, constant battles. Strong reputation means automatic respect, automatic boundaries, automatic power. This is why reputation matters more than almost anything else. Most people don't understand this. They think being a good person is enough. They think doing the right thing creates the right reputation. Wrong. Reputation is not about reality. Reputation is about perception. And perception is controlled. You either control how people see you or they control how they see you. There's no middle ground. Your reputation is either your armor or your target. Think about two types of reputation. The soft reputation, nice, harmless, agreeable, pushover. People with soft reputations get tested constantly. Can I take advantage of this person? Can I disrespect them without consequences? Can I use them? Everyone tests them. Everyone pushes their boundaries. Everyone sees weakness and attacks it, not because people are evil, because weak things get tested. That's nature. That's reality. Then there's the hard reputation. Capable, decisive, dangerous if crossed, untouchable. People with hard reputations don't get tested, they get respected. Why? Because everyone knows what happens if you cross them. They've shown consequences. They've followed through. They've made examples. Their reputation precedes them, and that reputation protects them from ever having to fight most battles. The battles never start because people already know they'll lose. Here's how reputation protects you. A boss with a reputation for firing quickly doesn't have lazy employees. Nobody tests him because everyone knows the consequence. A person known for cutting people off completely doesn't have boundary issues. Nobody crosses them because everyone saw what happened to the last person who did. A business known for aggressive lawsuits doesn't get scammed often. Scammers go find easier targets. Your reputation handles problems before they become problems. This is the power of armor. Machiavelli said it perfectly. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Your appearance, your reputation, is your first and strongest defense. If your reputation is weak, you fight constantly. If your reputation is strong, you rarely fight at all. Because reputation creates expectation, and expectation determines behavior. People behave based on what they think you'll tolerate. Your reputation tells them what you'll tolerate. So how do you build untouchable reputation? First, never let disrespect slide. Not once. The first time someone crosses a line, address it immediately, firmly, decisively. You don't need to be loud, you don't need to be aggressive, you just need to show consequence. Second, follow through on everything you say. Every promise kept builds reputation. Every threat enforced builds reputation. Every boundary maintained builds reputation. Consistency is everything. Third, let your actions speak. Don't tell people what you'll do. Show them. One public example teaches everyone. Fourth, protect your reputation like your life depends on it. Because it does. Here's what happens when your reputation gets damaged. People start testing you. They start pushing boundaries. They start disrespecting you. And suddenly you're fighting battles you never had to fight before. Your reputation was protecting you from these battles. Now it's gone. And getting it back is 10 times harder than maintaining it was. This is why you respond to attacks on your reputation immediately. Not eventually, immediately. The longer you wait, the more damage spreads. One lie about you unchallenged becomes accepted truth. One boundary crossed without consequence becomes the new normal. Think about your current reputation. How do people treat you? That's your answer. If people respect your time, your reputation is working. If people constantly test your boundaries, your reputation is weak. If people think twice before crossing you, your reputation is strong. If people walk all over you, your reputation is broken. Be honest about where you are, then fix it. Because your reputation is either protecting you or exposing you. There's no in between. Drop this in the comments. My reputation precedes me. Comfort teaches you nothing. Pain teaches you everything. Your best lessons came from your worst moments. Your strongest qualities were forged in your hardest times. Your mental armor was built from your scars. This is the brutal truth most people can't accept. Suffering is not the enemy. Suffering is the teacher. And the people who become mentally untouchable are the ones who learn from their pain instead of running from it. Most people avoid pain at any cost. They run from discomfort. They choose easy over hard. They pick comfort over growth. And this is exactly why they stay weak. Because strength doesn't come from easy days. Strength comes from surviving hard ones. Mental calluses don't form from gentle experiences. They form from repeated friction, repeated pressure, repeated pain. You don't become unbreakable by avoiding challenges. You become unbreakable by surviving them. Machiavelli understood this completely. Never was anything great achieved without danger. Great men are not born. They are forged. And the forge is suffering. The forge is betrayal. The forge is loss. The forge is failure. The forge is humiliation. Every hard moment is heating the metal. Every painful experience is hammering the steel. You're not being destroyed. You're being built. But only if you extract the lesson. Only if you use the pain instead of letting it use you. Here's what pain gives you that nothing else can. First, it shows you who's real. Most people disappear when things get hard. Pain is the filter that reveals true loyalty. The ones who stay when you have nothing, those are your people. Everyone else was just visiting. Second, it reveals your true strength. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only option. Pain forces you to find power you didn't know you had. Third, it burns away illusions. All the fairy tales about how the world works? Pain destroys them. All the naive beliefs about people? Pain corrects them. Pain is brutal honesty, and brutal honesty is necessary. Fourth, it creates an unshakable foundation. Once you've survived real pain, smaller pain doesn't touch you. You've seen the bottom. You've climbed back. Nothing new can truly break you because you already know you can survive. Think about your worst moments. The betrayal that crushed you. The failure that humiliated you. The loss that destroyed you. What did each one teach you? Betrayal taught you to trust strategically, not blindly. Failure taught you to prepare better, to work harder. Loss taught you that attachment creates vulnerability. Humiliation taught you that silence protects you from exposing weakness. Every painful moment was a lesson. The question is, did you learn it? Or are you still repeating the same mistakes? The untouchable mindset toward pain is this: what is this teaching me? Not why is this happening to me? That question keeps you a victim. What is this teaching me? Makes you a student. Not this is unfair. That keeps you bitter. How does this make me stronger? Makes you strategic. Pain is not punishment. Pain is information. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your instructor. And the best students don't waste the lesson. Here's how you use past pain as armor. When things get hard, reference your history. I survived worse than this. When fear comes, remember what you've already conquered. I made it through that. I can make it through this. When someone tries to break you, remember who tried before and failed. You're not the first. You won't succeed either. Your pain becomes your proof. Your scars become your credentials. Your survival becomes your strength. Every hard moment you've lived through is evidence that you're unbreakable. But here's the warning. Don't seek pain unnecessarily. Don't create drama to feel alive. Don't confuse stupidity with courage. The lesson is this: when pain comes, and it will come, use it. Extract every lesson. Build from every scar. Grow from every wound. Don't waste suffering. That's the only real tragedy, not the pain itself. But going through pain and learning nothing from it. That's dying twice. Once from the pain, once from staying the same person after. Machiavelli said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The fool eventually learns from pain after being destroyed multiple times." The wise man learns from pain the first time. Be wise. Learn fast. Build your armor from your scars. And become the person who can't be broken because everything that could break you already tried and failed. Drop this in the comments. My pain made me powerful. Betrayal is not the exception. Betrayal is the pattern. Everyone will betray you when the price is right. Not because they're evil, because they're human. And humans choose their own survival over your feelings every single time. The question is not if you'll be betrayed. The question is when. And the people who become mentally untouchable are the ones who expected it and prepared for it. Most people get destroyed by betrayal. Why? Because they never saw it coming. They believed in permanent loyalty. They trusted completely. They put all their faith in one person, one partner, one friend, one business relationship. Then when the betrayal comes, their entire world collapses. They're shocked. They're devastated. They're broken. But they shouldn't be shocked, because betrayal is human nature operating normally. They just refuse to see it. Here's what creates mental untouchability around betrayal. You expect it, not in a bitter way, not in a paranoid way, in a prepared way. You understand that loyalty lasts as long as it benefits the other person. You know that circumstances change and so do allegiances. You recognize that everyone has a price, even the people who swear they don't. This understanding doesn't make you cold, it makes you ready, and ready people don't break, they adapt. Machiavelli saw this everywhere he looked. Men are ungrateful, fickle, liars and deceivers. They shun danger and are greedy for profit. 500 years ago he wrote that. And it's still true today. Business partners steal when opportunity arises. Best friends become enemies when jealousy hits. Family betrays over inheritance. Spouses leave when someone better appears. This happens constantly. To everyone. The only people who are surprised are the people who refuse to see human nature clearly. So how do you prepare for betrayal? First, never make yourself completely dependent on any single person. Diversify your relationships, diversify your income, diversify your support system. When one person leaves, you're inconvenienced, not destroyed. Second, keep leverage. Make sure that betraying you costs them something. People think twice when there are consequences. Third, document everything important. Verbal promises mean nothing. Get in writing. Protect yourself legally. Fourth, trust actions, not words. People say they're loyal all the time. Watch what they do when it's inconvenient to be loyal. That's the truth. Fifth, have exit plans. For every relationship, for every business deal, for every situation. Know what you'll do when they leave. Know what you'll do when they betray. Having a plan removes the panic. But here's the most important part. Mental preparation. Visualize the betrayal before it happens. Think about your business partner stealing from you. What would you do? Think about your spouse cheating. What's your move? Think about your best friend turning on you. How do you respond? By thinking through these scenarios now, you remove the emotional shock later. When it happens, and it will happen, you're not surprised. You're not devastated. You're just executing the plan you already made. This is what makes you untouchable. When someone betrays you, there's no tears, no begging, no how could you do this to me. You already knew they could. You already knew they would if the situation was right. So you're not shocked, you're not broken. You just cut them off cleanly and move forward. No drama, no emotional breakdown, just calm execution of your prepared response. This is power, this is mental armor, this is untouchability. The people who get destroyed by betrayal are the ones who believed it couldn't happen to them. They thought they were special. They thought their situation was different. They thought their loyalty would be returned. They were wrong. Don't be wrong. See clearly. Expect betrayal. Prepare for it. And when it comes, handle it like you knew it was coming all along, because you did. Drop this in the comments. I trust preparation, not promises. Your 5 closest people determine everything. Your mindset, your standards, your future. They either lift you or drag you down. There is no middle ground. Your inner circle is either your greatest strength or your biggest weakness. And most people have the wrong people around them. They keep toxic people out of guilt. They tolerate mediocrity out of history. They're afraid to be alone. And this weakness in their circle creates weakness in their life. Here's the ruthless truth. If the 5 people closest to you are not making you better, they're making you worse. If they're not pushing you forward, they're holding you back. If they're not celebrating your growth, they're resenting it. Look at your circle honestly. Are they where you want to be? Are they doing what you want to do? Are they becoming who you want to become? If the answer is no, then they're the wrong circle, and the wrong circle will destroy you faster than any enemy ever could. Machiavelli said it clearly. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Your circle reveals your standards. Weak circle equals weak mind. Strong circle equals strong foundation. The people around you either raise your standards or lower them. They either normalize excellence or normalize mediocrity. They either make you comfortable with growth or comfortable with stagnation. Choose wrong, and you'll never reach your potential. Choose right, and you become unstoppable. There are 5 types of people you must remove immediately. The energy vampire who drains you but never fills you. The dream killer who discourages every goal and doubts every plan. The user who takes constantly but gives nothing. The gossip who spreads poison everywhere they go. The anchor who refuses to grow and resents that you are. These 5 types will destroy your mental fortress faster than any external enemy. They're inside the walls, they're close to you. And that makes them the most dangerous. How do weak circles destroy you? They lower your standards. What you tolerate becomes your normal. They drain your energy. Every conversation leaves you tired instead of inspired. They kill your ambition. Their doubt becomes your doubt. They normalize mediocrity. If everyone around you is average, average feels acceptable. They make you comfortable with weakness. They celebrate your comfort instead of challenging your growth. This is death by association. Slow, invisible, but certain. So how do you build an untouchable circle? Choose people stronger than you. People who are where you want to be. People who challenge you to level up. Keep people who tell you hard truths, not comfortable lies. Value those who demand your best, not those who accept your worst. Surround yourself with builders, not complainers. People who create, not people who criticize. Quality over quantity, always. 5 strong people beat 50 weak connections every time. Here's what stops people. Loneliness. They're afraid to be alone, so they keep toxic people around. But understand this. Better alone than in toxic company. Solitude is strength. Bad company is weakness. Some seasons require isolation. Some growth requires distance. You cannot build a fortress with termites inside the walls. Cut them out. The pain of loneliness is temporary. The damage of toxic people is permanent. Do this today. List your 5 closest people. Ask honestly, does this person make me stronger or weaker? Do they celebrate my wins or minimize them? Do they push me forward or hold me back? Would they be here if I had nothing? Do they add value or drain energy? Be ruthless in your assessment. Your future depends on it. Anyone dragging you down needs to go. Create distance. Without drama, without explanation. Just move them out of your inner circle. Then fill that space with people operating at higher levels. People who demand more from you. People who won't tolerate your excuses. This is how you become untouchable. Guard your circle like a fortress. Because it is one. Drop this in the comments. I guard my circle like a fortress. You now have all 7 lessons. Emotional detachment is your superpower. Silence is more powerful than speech. Most people are selfish. Your reputation is your armor. Pain is your greatest teacher. Expect betrayal, and prepare for it. Control your inner circle, or it controls you. These are not suggestions, these are laws. 500 years of human behavior compressed into 7 ruthless truths. You came here breakable, you leave here with mental armor. You came here reactive, you leave here strategic. You came here vulnerable, you leave here untouchable. But only if you apply what you learned. Knowledge without action is worthless. Worse than worthless. It's dangerous. Because now you know what you should do. And if you don't do it, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Let me warn you about what happens next. You're going to change. People will notice. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. They'll accuse you of being different. They're right. You have changed. You went from glass to steel. From reactive to strategic. From vulnerable to untouchable. And that threatens them. Because your growth exposes their stagnation. Your strength highlights their weakness. Let them talk. Their opinion doesn't matter. What matters is that nothing can break you anymore. Mental untouchability doesn't mean heartless. It means unbreakable. It doesn't mean cruel. It means strategic. It doesn't mean isolated. It means protected. You can still love people. You're just not desperate for them. You can still care about things. You're just not destroyed when you lose them. You can still feel pain. You just don't let pain control you. This is the difference. Untouchable doesn't mean emotionless. It means emotions don't control you. You control them. Machiavelli gave us this knowledge 500 years ago. Not to make us evil, to make us aware, not to hurt others, to protect ourselves, not to become predators, to stop being prey. He showed us reality. Not the fantasy version society teaches, the actual reality of how power works, how humans operate, how to survive in a world that doesn't care about your feelings. Here's your challenge. Pick 3 of these 7 lessons. Apply them this week. Notice how differently people treat you. Notice how you feel when someone tries to manipulate you and it doesn't work. Notice the power that comes from being unshakable. Then report back in the comments. Tell me what changed. Tell me which lesson hit hardest. Right now, drop these 3 affirmations. All 3. I am mentally untouchable. I build my fortress daily. I protect my peace ruthlessly. Do it. Commit publicly. Make it real. If this video gave you mental armor, hit that like button. If you want more ruthless truth, subscribe and turn on notifications. This knowledge isn't mainstream. You're in rare company now. The company of those who see clearly. They broke you once, they'll never break you again. Welcome to mental untouchability.